Hello guys, this is Korah here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a full review, a full guide on the T-100. And this comes right after I did my tier list, I think a couple of weeks ago. I did rank the T-100 as the best light tank in the game, in the S tier. And this video is going to kind of show you guys why I think it's the best light tank in the game. I do have a lot of good footage for you guys. And it's going to be a full comprehensive guide on how to use the T-100. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. First thing I want to talk about with the T-100 is just my loadout for it. So going over my loadout, I'm using double repair kit here. The small speed boost really isn't worth it on a light tank, so I'm using double repair kit and adrenaline, pretty standard stuff. And since I'm using double repair kit for the provisions, I'm going to actually end up using double food. Now double food on T-100 is really important, to be honest, because it gives you like the small food, at least like the small food here gives you it's like a 0.1 second less reload, basically. So that 0.1 like less second reload, it sounds like it's not a lot, but it actually is if you're in a 1v1 with another light tank. And if he doesn't have some small food and you guys end up shooting each other at the same time, guess who's going to win the 1v1, guys? It's going to be the light tank with the faster reload. So having a faster reload is super important, because being the, you know, like having an advantage in the 1v1 fight versus other light tanks, it helps out a lot, especially with the T-100, because no matter what with the T-100, if you're a light tank and you're like a one shot or something, as long as you win that 1v1 with the enemy light tank and you survive, you can still be very useful. So with this in mind, I'm using for provision double food for just faster reload, and I'm also using the fuel. Again, I don't really need the protective kit because I'm running double repair kit anyways, so protective kit is not super valuable anyways. Now in terms of ammo, one thing that the T-100 excels at is that it has premium AP ammo, which is amazing. Premium AP cannot be understated. It's the best thing ever, honestly. Any tank that has premium AP has such an easy time penning its shots, because APCR is super troll, and heat, you know, doesn't go through fences and stuff like that. So and at long range, you know, you have to worry about, you know, spaced armor and stuff, whereas premium AP will just pen whatever you shoot. Very accurate shell and very nice shell in general, to be honest. So at long range, this premium AP helps out a lot, and you guys will see in the replays that I show you today how useful it is, to be honest, to have premium AP, and how, you know, easy it is to snipe at long range, especially because one of the best attributes of the T-100 is a camo, and this kind of heads me towards the equipment here. So for equipment, first of all, I'm running rammer. Again, like I said, having that extra DPM helps you a lot. The faster reload is super important. Rammer will give you that, which is exactly, you know, in the end I have a 5.4 second reload. You know, it's a really good reload, really good DPM, to be honest, for a light tank. And essentially in a 1v1 fight versus most mediums even, I think you will win the fight just by your DPM in general. So overall, having this kind of DPM is super important. And then I'm running defense system, and then this is the next part here, the camo net. Camo net, running camo on T-100 is massive. You highly recommend you do it. T-100, you know, you will not be able to use it to its full potential if you're running view range. A lot of people think that, oh, it's a light tank, you should be using it with improved optics for the extra view range. And no, you should not. You should be using camouflage net, because camo net will allow you to outspot other light tanks. And like I said, guys, if you win that 1v1 with the enemy light tank, it gives you a massive advantage in the long run, especially even if you're a one shot, you know. And I did release a video not that long ago, basically me clutching a 1v2 in a tournament with the T-100, and it was a really nice video. But in general, though, the thing that, you know, what mattered was I was a one shot the entire game, and I was still able to farm 5k damage and win the game for my team, essentially. And that I did that because you know, as a light tank, again, if you have good camo net, heavies are not going to spot you. And you can really abuse the view range that you have, because you have good view range anyways, and having camo net means that the enemy does not spot you at all. Basically, you are a ghost with camo net. Now, while stationary, this thing is 87 camo, literally a ghost. Nothing is going to spot you if you're not moving. And then while moving, you have 73 camo. So again, very high camo rating while on the move, the best camo in the game, and highly recommend use camo net. So with that in mind, the other equipment I'm running supercharge. I'm running improved assembly. Again, it's a light tank, so there's no point to run armor. You might as well run the extra HP. Run an engine accelerator, because again, as a light tank, you already turn pretty quick, so there's no point to have that. And might as well go a little bit faster. Refined gun, toolbox, and consumable delivery system. Overall, pretty standard stuff. But yeah, the two main equipments you guys need to be aware of is the rammer and the camo. Those are the most important, and also, to be honest, the HP as well. Because, you know, it's a light tank, so you need to make sure you run an HP. The rest, to be honest, is up to you, but I recommend you using my setup. And yeah, anyways, to get back into T-100 here, one last thing I want to mention is that it is a super low profile tank. It's probably one of the shortest tanks in the game. So with that in mind, there is actually a lot of benefits to this, but there's also a couple drawbacks. One of the drawbacks is that you have literally zero gun depression, because look at your turret. You know, your turret, there's no space for the gun to move down or up, or I mean, it can move up a little bit, but it can't really move down much. So you have very limited gun depression, but because of how short you are, in a lot of situations, you don't end up really needing that gun depression. So you get away with it. And also being low profile means you can peek a lot of positions, and you know, only your turret will be showing. Like, it's a pretty hard tank to hit. And T-100, even though it's a light tank, it should, you know, basically have zero armor. It actually does get quite a bit of bounces because of how short it is. A lot of times people will be shooting you, and especially if you're on the move, if they hit anywhere like where my mouse is, between like the lower half of your tracks here, a lot of these times the shot will actually just straight up bounce. It won't even pen. It will over pen or bounce or whatever. The tracks here are super troll. The T-100, as a, you know, in general, the upper plate is also pretty troll too. If you, like, let's say you're shooting at a 45-degree angle, this would easily bounce off the upper plate, even though it's a light tank. So for me, these attributes make the T-100 like the best light tank in the game for sure. And I'm going to show you guys that with the next couple of replays. I have 3 very nice games for you. And on top of that as well, if you guys want to watch my tournament clutch, I'll have that as well linked at the very end of the video. And same with the tier list as well, if you guys want to take a look at that as well. So without further ado, let's get straight to the games. But just quick reminder, if you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you smash that like button, and also if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. But without further ado, let's get straight to it. Alrighty, so starting off here, we are on Naval, and as you can look at the enemy lineup here, one thing I noticed right away is the fact that they have only one light tank, which is the Sheridan on the enemy team here. So with that in mind, obviously I'm going to try to win the med side of the map. That's like the only place that you want, like any medium can go on this map anyway, is on the med side. But winning med side can have such a huge impact on this game, and I always say anytime I play this map, like, med side is hugely important, you know. So it's very important that you don't lose med side. If you hold the med side, that's fine, but as long as you don't lose it, that's the main priority here. So since they only have one Sheridan, and I can see that they're very, you know, like the team is very heavy here, I'm actually aggressively spotting. I'm trying to look for his Sheridan ASAP, and I kind of noticed that he actually did not come here, which is, to be honest, the best surprise I could be given. You know, it's the best news ever that, oh, the enemy Sheridan not even try to contest the med side here. So all of a sudden, we're going to start farming their team right away in this spawn here. Now Sheridan, it gets kind of caught out here. He's kind of between a rock and a hard place, really. He has to either back up towards like the heavies in the middle of the map, or he has to fight me, which, you know, obviously either one is not really a good option for him. And you can see pretty on he's gonna start losing all his HP. And yeah, so as of right now, one thing you gotta keep in mind is that the T-100 has this amazing thing called tracer shells. So basically every time I shoot somebody, they're going to be spotted for 20 seconds. And look at this poor little E5 here. There's nothing spotting this E5 except my old tracer shell from my original shot. So this E5, even though there's nothing actually spotting him, he's been spotted the whole game, and he just has nowhere to go. Same with the 183. He can just not go anywhere. So that's kind of the power of the T-100 here. Now, this game was, I did actually play this game on stream, so it was a live game here. And that's just, yeah, it just shows to you how much, like, the tracer shells can really be handy, especially with long-range engagements here. You know, the enemy, like, every time I'm shooting, they're all spotted. The entire enemy team is just spotted the entire game. Even, you know, if they get into cover or whatever, like, avoid my shots for a bit, they're always spotted no matter what. And it's just a very, you know, the T-100 can really excel in this kind of gameplay. Now, look at the 183. He had to drive so far away from that typical TD bush that he's in the open, basically, just to avoid my kind of shots, right? Now, in this point of the game here, I'm pretty sure we're going to win the game no matter what. Like, half their team is, like, one-shots. And I'm going to go straight for the E100 here. He's, like, where most of the damage is. I do have a bit of a workplace accident there by driving into the rock. But other than that, everything else is looking pretty good for me. And I'm just going to try to get to the side of the E100. Now, once again, T100 is a very, very short tank. Probably the shortest tank in the entire game. And a tall tank like an E100, he's not going to be able to hit me if I side hug him, right? So, again, very, you know, making very good use of my low profile. And obviously E100 eventually does kind of block me away, but, you know, it really doesn't matter at this point of the game. Like, we've already won the game. I give him a quick little track shot, get again behind him, and once again we're back to our side hugging shenanigans, and we set him on fire. He's not really able to shoot us at all there, and there we go. We got a very easy game. Like, this entire game, I don't think I stopped shooting, and that's, again, it kind of shows, like, yeah, I could have done this with any other light tank, but a tank with tracer shells, like, it just hits different when the enemy is spotted for 20 seconds, even after you shoot them, right? So there's a reason this tank is heavily used in tournaments, and it's a meta tank, you know, is the tracer shells are really important, you know? Probably more important than adaptive concealment, even. So I just wanted to, like, you know, again, show you guys, like, the power of being able to to get behind an enemy, basically lock them out of their own spawn. They can't even camp because like the second you spotted them, and when you shoot them every 20 seconds, they just can't even camp into the positions they want to, right? Like it's such a powerful tool I could have had there. And as you can see, 6.6k damage done. We only got a first class actually, which is a little, you know, abnormal, but I thought 6.6k would be enough for a mastery. But, you know, it is what it is. Again, very solid game though. I mean, you know, we basically did most of our team's damage, so very, very solid game. Very, again, unfortunate for the enemy team, but that's kind of the price you pay when you don't win the med side, right? If you give a light tank too much control of the map, he can really punish you, and that's just the way the game works. And yeah, just make sure you guys are aware of that, and I hope this kind of is something that you're able to keep in mind when you're playing this tank. All right, on to our second game here. Now, once again, it's a very good map for the T-100, actually, Naval Frontier. There's a lot of very good spotting position you can take early on. You can spot from the seaside, like which is my left, the med side basically. You can spot from the middle. Lots of different angles you can spot from. But since I take a look at their team here, they do have double light tank. They have a Batcha and a Sheridan. So this kind of makes me decide to spot from the middle. I'm kind of trying to look for a shot on the heavies crossing to the heavy side here. And T-100, again, you get to the middle bush there as, you know, basically the fastest tank they can get there is a T-100. So easy shot into the Destiny here. We do track damage to him. Unfortunately, not able to fully track him. But once we get the shot into him, we're basically kind of just waiting for info here. Now, I can see my entire team went to the middle of the map with me. And that kind of isn't really ideal, to be honest, because, again, look at the enemy Sheridan. He actually ends up taking a very strong position. This position is actually a huge problem for my team here. Like, if we just ignore him, like, it's not an option for me to ignore him. And I'm going to have to push this guy. Now, he realizes that, and obviously Sheridan's not going to win a 1v1 with the T-100. The T-100 has much more DPM than the Sheridan does, right? So he runs away pretty early on here, and he actually does kind of get away. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch him. However, while I'm chasing him, I do run into this grill here, and this grill, again, completely caught himself out of position here. It's not a good position at all for the grill to be this far up. Obviously, it's a tank that has a huge profile, no armor, and as you can see, T-100 is a very, very low profile tank, right? So it was easy for me to get that bounce. You know, it's not really that easy for him to hit me in the first place. And we do a couple shots into the grill there, and then we let our teammate clean it up for us. So overall, things are looking pretty good. Sheridan, we know, is around half HP. Grill is dead, and we have all the map control, especially the med side map control. Now, once we're able to win the med side, now we can start focusing on their TD area, which is like the middle area where we started the game off on, but on their side here. And we see that the Yag Tiger is there. Now, Yag Tiger obviously is busy with what's in front of him. He's not really looking toward us. So we're going to try to get behind him and try to put a couple shots in. A bit of a skill issue shot there. I don't really know where it went. No comment. But we do end up shooting him the second time there. So Yag was a little bit lucky not to take 2 shots from us. He's only taken 1. But other than that, Yag is still kind of like not in a good situation here. Now, we do miss another shot here, but we do have the reload since our reload is 5.4 seconds. His is around, I think, 6 or 7 seconds, I believe. So we do get another shot on him there. And again, we don't really want to peek the Yag here. We're kind of just going to let our KPZ clean it up for us. And yeah, so far so good. Now, once we're done kind of cleaning up their, you know, TD area, now we're getting ahead toward their other TD area, which is the back of the spawn there, back of the A-cap, right? Now, we can see it's actually a very close game so far, which is kind of surprising. I'm not really sure how my team is not really winning this a little bit easier, you know, considering how much damage we've done. But overall, everything is okay. We do have the favorable position, to be honest. They're all kind of stuck on the A side, and we do have more HP than they do. And the fact that I'm a T-100, you can see right here, T-100 has insane camo. The Sheridan did not actually spot me. I ended up crossing in front of that Sheridan, and he didn't even see me, you know? So even though Sheridan is technically a light tank, the T-100 camo is just completely, like, unmatched, really. There's no other light tank in the game that will unmatch the T-100 camo. Even Batchat might be the closest one, but that's about it, you know? So we do abuse our camo here, kill the Sheridan, and now we're in a pretty good position here. Concept is well aware that we're, you know, able to have shots on him, so we put a couple shots in the Concept there. And as soon as he started angling towards us, now we're gonna look for a different angle here. Now, I did take a wide angle, and I do kind of notice Destiny here is very out of position. I mean, he's trying to stay safe, but yeah, he's not really gonna be able to stay safe unless obviously we bounce the side, which, you know, completely luck there. I don't really understand how that bounces, but you know, it is what it is. Either way, it's not really going to save him. He's still dead, kind of, but still, you can see the game is actually somehow like a very, very close game here. Now, this is a big shot at the Hori there. We do make the Hori a 1 shot, but we have to be careful because they have a Batchat with an entire clip, and if we mess up, we're eating an entire clip from the Batchat, right? So in this situation, I slow the game down here. I'm really focused on trying to kill this Hori here, because I know he's kind of in a somewhat of a sticky situation, you know. He's not going to feel the most comfortable, and I'm just going to sit here waiting for him to kind of misplay and kind of overpoke a little bit. Now, at the moment, it doesn't look like he's about to overpoke, but I think right here he will make the mistake, and yeah, he does. So we do get the free kill on him, basically. Again, we got the free kill without having to overpeak for him. We didn't really have to take any shots from the console or the bat chat. And getting that kill makes my life a lot easier, because now I can just hunt the bat chat down. I'm pretty much full HP. The bat chat cannot clip me, like cannot kill me no matter what here, even if the console shoots me, right? So no matter what here, I'm just going to eat the clip. I'm going to go for the bat chat, put a good amount of damage into him. Now I can see the console's kind of looking at me. I was trying to get the bounce there. Don't exactly get it, but our priority is to hunt down this bat chat here, right? So that's what we're going to do. And he's reloading, and we do get the kill on him, which is huge. Now, basically, with that kill, the game is basically secured. The enemy team has no chance of winning this game anymore. And this concept's kind of busy just trying to farm this KPZ here. Now we're going to get behind the concept. Obviously, he's kind of, you know, fighting his own battle here. So we got an easy shot in the back of his turret. And yeah, overall, we've done, I think, around 5.8k damage so far. So again, very solid game. And it just shows you the power of the T-100 again. You saw the camo there where I spotted a Sheridan, you know, like if that was any other tank, I eat a 600 alpha shot basically from the Sheridan just for crossing there. So, and in the end, that extra 600 HP could have made a pretty big difference, because that's the difference between me getting clipped by a bat chat and me surviving a clip from the bat chat, right? So, just small things, you know, but again, T-100 is very good at doing small things. It's a small tank, and yeah, has insane camo, a really good DPM. And it's very fast as well. And I was able to relocate. I basically, like, you know, drove around the entire map there, right there in this game. So I drove all the way from the middle to the med side, back to their spawn, to their med side, and then to their heavy side. Like, the whole game was just us driving. And you can see here, we did do a lot of damage. 26 shots fired, 21 of them penned, basically. So very, you know, a lot of damage we did there. 21 shots is not a, you know, it's a lot, actually. So very solid game, and now I'll show you the next one. Alrighty guys, so this next clip here is actually a clip directly from my live stream. Now usually I would save the replay and show it to you guys, however I realized that the replay was kind of like super laggy and it just seemed a little bugged out. So I actually am recording this here straight from my PC, from my channel. My stream, this is like directly from my stream, so you'll see everything firsthand and how I was playing this game. So one thing I wanted to say about this game right away that you notice on the enemy team here, now we are facing an M60 and a 1-to-1, right? So those are two super kind of dangerous tanks for, you know, a T-100 to have to fight. The 1-to-1 has reactive and has tungsten, right? And the M60 is a pretty hull down beast, you know. And when we're playing a map with a lot of hills like the Desert Sands here, M60 is actually pretty dangerous tank to fight, right? So what we're going to try to do here is at least we're going to try to spot. Now I do spot both of them heading toward the plane right away. And obviously I'm alone. I can see that on the minimap. Now, one thing I can see right away is that my amazing TVP teammate is completely AFK. This is a problem, right? The one thing that's a little bit of a saving grace here is the fact that my 268 buddy seems to be somewhat aware that the TVP is AFK, and he's kind of trying to tell him to move. You can even see in the team chat there, he's trying to help, and I think he kind of realizes I'm kind of in trouble. I'm going to call for his help here, and I think he's gonna try to help me a little bit here. But we're going to try to hold the spawn here. Now, we do kind of run into the 1-to-1. Now, again, that low profile of the T-100, it baits the shot from that 1-to-1 there. He does miss the first shot, and we have a better reload than he does, so we're going to try to use that against him to try to even the odds. Now, he does hit us again, but we do have that reload, so we can put another 2 shots into him before he can even reload. I should have time for one more right after that. And he misses again the shot, and now he's basically killed himself. I mean, he's kind of in a tough situation here. Now, 1-to-1 is a very good tank, but not if you enter a fight where you're missing your shots, right? If you penned those 2 shots on me, I'd be a 1-shot right now, right? So I can see at this moment my 268 buddy is actually moving up. Now I know the enemy team just capped A, and I know that's the M60 who just capped A, so I'm trying to get behind them here. However, M60 does completely catch me off guard with that speed boost that he has, right? He just speed boosts straight into me. But I do have a 268 buddy who can help me out here, and I will put another shot in this M60. Now basically a 1v1, basically Wild West here. Whoever shoots first wins the fight. And I do have the better reload, so I do get the kill there. So overall, we've won the med side. I'm a 1-shot, but, you know, basically all things considered, this is the best case scenario we could have asked for, you know, that we have an AFK and we're won the med side. However, my heavy side is not going so well, guys. My heavy side is going really badly, actually, and My team is getting completely slaughtered on the heavy side here, and there's not a whole lot I can do to farm. I have to stop the base on A here because we're going to lose the caps here. They already capped C, and I can't really let the enemy team get all the bases. So as of right now, this is a 5v3, and you know, by HP wise, to be honest, it does not look winnable like whatsoever. Now we should try to blind fire the grill there. To be honest, I have no idea if that hit or not. I have absolutely no idea. We try to hit a pixel shot as well on the E100, but you know, it is a pixel shot, very difficult for it to hit. Basically trying to shoot underneath the dead tank. So in this situation, I know for sure that, you know, this is a very tough game for me to win, but the only way I can win this game is if I can use my view range, right? And my camo net, because all the players left on the enemy team are not light tanks, they're not medium tanks. They should have a hard time spotting me, right? So as long as I stick to the edge of the map, I should have a pretty easy time of finding them out, right? And that's kind of what we're going to try to do. We're just going to try to camp on their side of the rails here. Now we do see 100 heading, so that's going to be our first target. We put one shot into him. We pull back just in case he spots us, and to be honest, he does not spot us, so all is good. We start shooting at VK. Now E100 does kind of back up for some reason. To be honest, if he had kept going, it would have been better for him actually. But he backs up. He gets a little scared once we shoot him and we're not spotted. And again, we're just kind of trying to get as much damage as we can from a long range of distance here, right? So we don't really want to fight anybody close range. Now, the one thing that can really catch me right now is the grill. The grill is the one tank I'm super scared of, because if he just pops up in front of me full speed, there's nothing I can do to avoid him. And even on the live stream, I was saying that as well. Obviously, I have the live stream muted while I'm commentating over this, but if you want to watch my live stream, you know, you can always do it. But yeah, you'll see, like, I was super scared of the grill. Now, once the grill gets spotted, it kind of gives me a little bit of comfort. But the grill is a smart player, actually. He ends up capping the base on B, and the enemy team has 830 cap. Now, this move that the grill did, no, I can no longer just camp here anymore. It would have been amazing if I could, right? But now I have to take a lot more risk because I have to stop the C base. There's no way we're going to win this game, you know, without me getting into C. And then later on, I have to get into B as well, actually. It's a very difficult situation for me, and I'm a one-shot, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're heading straight for C here. Grill obviously does kind of spot us, but, you know, we don't really have an option. We can't just, like, shoot and, like, flank behind them, right? We have to stop the base no matter what. Now, we do get the situation here, and obviously we do have a slight advantage with the fact that when the grill peeks here, we're going to get the first shot off, right? So we do track him. Good shot. And grill obviously does not really fall for the bait there. And look at the caps. Again, it's 920 cap, and the grill stopping the C base. So, to be honest, I right now, I realize I have to kind of, like, fight this grill. I have to bait him a little bit, right? I have to take a little bit of risk. Even if he's, like, able to kill me, I have to take risk. And he does miss the shot there. 990, and we kill him with the fire. Look at how close this game is, guys. Fire. If I don't get this fire, we lose this game by caps because I need another, like, 5 seconds to shoot him, and by that time we would have lost the game by caps, right? And luckily enough, my 268 friend actually ends up killing one of the tanks. So now we're actually stalling the caps. Things are, it looks like we're about to win this game. It's a very close game here. But again, if I die before I cap the base here, it might be a problem, right? Because 268 is also going to die to the E100 at some point. So we try to track the Yegg there to try to, you know, save the 268 a little bit. I do not want a 268 to die to the Yegg there. And once the Yegg is kind of not able to kill the 268, he escapes. We get the kill on the E100. Huge kill right here, and we win this game by caps. Now, this game came down to basically 5 cap points. Like, it was a very close game, but it was an insane carry. And yeah, obviously the enemy team was not too happy about how I played, but, you know, I had to use the tank to the most advantage I could. And so that's kind of how I played that game. We did 5.3k. It was a mastery as well. It was a very good game overall. And yeah, I really, like, it was a very good situation to show you again how a T-100 can carry the game as long as you stick to the edge of the map, as long as you use distance to your advantage, right? And your mobility. And that's what we did that game. You know, if we're any other tank, you know, if we're a heavy tank, we're not going to be able to win this game, right? We're not going to get the C cap fast enough to be able to stop it. Or we're not going to do anything that we could there. And we're almost at the end of the video here, but right before I end the video, I do want to show you guys a quick training room test featuring the spotting ranges of the T-100 versus all the other tanks with respect to the fact that T-100 has camo net. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Alrighty guys, so here we have a bit of a test here with Angel and the enemy team. Now I do have 2 people on either team just to make sure we don't have the extra, you know, crew skill bonus from being like the last one alive. You do have to take that into account. And right here, he's in a batch shot, I'm in a T-100. I'm trying to see what the view range is here. So I'm moving up forward, and we picked a place where there's no bushes, where there's no trees blocking anything. And right there you can see, we spot him at 162 meters. It says there right there, 162. Now I'm going to start turning my tank left and right a little bit so I don't get the, you know, the camo net like skill when I stay still for too long. And now I'm going to tell him to start moving up and see when he can spot me. So you can see I'm not spotted yet, by the way, and now he spots me right now. Only when he moved up to 150 meters is when he spotted me. I spotted him at 162. Remember that, guys. So in this you know, like little test here, I'm showing you that so far the T-100 actually outspots the Batchat. All right, now on the other team here we have a 132A and an RHM Panzer. Now we do the exact same test, and you can see here we actually spot each other at exactly the same time. I spotted him and he spotted me. So actually the 132 actually does have such high view range that it actually is able to almost spot the light like the T-100 at the exact same time. But we're going to repeat this test again here just to guarantee that it's not really like, you know, like I want to see who actually spots who first, because I don't think it's exactly the same. Just probably in that like situation, you know, we both spot each other at the same time because we went a little too far forward. But now I'm moving up really slow here. I'm trying to see what the max view range is, like who will actually technically outspot the other. And right here, 163, I spot Angel, and you can see the light bulb has not went off. So actually I did not get spotted yet. And I think he, you know, but it's very close. Now he's going to move up a little forward, 162, 161. Right there, he spots me at 161 meters, guys. So like the 132 is the only light tank that can somewhat compete so far with the T-100. But let's move on to the other light tanks here. Now, if we fast forward a little bit here, we shoot Angel. Angel goes away, and now we're going to do the exact same test again, but with Climber instead, who is in the RHM Ryan Mattel here. So we're going to start moving up. We're going to start moving up again slowly, and here we go. We spot him at 162 meters again. He does not spot us, and you know, again, I'm moving left and right here to make sure I don't have camo net on. I'm going to tell him to start moving up so you can see if he can spot us, at what range he spots us. Now, so far, it seems that most light tanks spot us at around 152 meters, and yeah, there you go, 153. He was able to spot me. You guys can see again, T-100 outspotting the RHM. Basically, draw between the 132 there, but the RHM overall did get outspotted, and so does the Batchat as well. All right, so if we go to another quick replay here, again, we're repeating the exact same test again with the other two light tanks in the game, the Sheridan and the Vickers here. So, as you can see, guys, Sheridan gets spotted at 178 meters. That is crazy, like, you know, it's the earliest. The Sheridan out of all light tanks has the worst camo of any light tank for sure. And even though he has really high view range, that, you know, I still outspot him because my camo net is so strong, and he only spots me at 154 meters, where we spot him at 178. So we completely outspotted the Sheridan. And now we're going to back up, and we're again going to repeat the exact same test again with the Vickers here, the last light tank left in the game. We've done all the light tanks so far, and now we're going to start moving up. So if we fast forward a little bit here, again, we're moving up a little bit slowly, one by one, trying to see where the Vickers is. Again, Vickers gets spotted 162 meters, and he does not spot me, by the way. Now I'm moving left and right again to make sure I don't have camo net is on, and then he's going to keep driving forward here, see if he can spot me. And I think he should spot me at, there you go, 152 meters. So as you can see, again, basically every light tank in the game we outspotted, and we were able to, you know, that's the power of the camo net, guys, on the T-100. It has such good camo. You know, we literally outspotted every single light tank except the 132, which is the only one that was kind of comparable here. Now, if you take a look at the 132, the view range on that one, 132 with view range has 324 spotting. Its camo is actually pretty decent as well. I think that is the camo. Again, on the T-100, you guys can see while moving, T-100 actually has, so this is 62 plus 7, 69 overall. The T-100, I believe, if you check that one out, it's like compared to the 132 there. T-100, real quick, we get here, and then we check. We are, so it was 69. We are higher camo than the T1 than the WZ-132, but our view range is lower. The WZ had 324, we are 304. So that basically the only like one that can kind of compete with the T-100 is essentially the Chinese light. However, in a 1v1 fight with the Chinese light, to be honest, the T-100 has a big advantage because the gun on the move on the Chinese light is not very good. So you're not able to shoot on the move, and that's something you need to be good at to be effective at 1v1 duels with other light tanks. And that's why the T-100, guys, is for me the best light tank in the game for sure. Again, another reason why I put an S tier here. I was just kind of able to show you a little bit more why it's so useful. But yeah. Alrighty, so we've reached the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the clips that I showed you and the replays and everything. A couple things I just wanted to highlight from the replays in general was, again, what the T-100 excels at is that it has really amazing camo. It has really good DPM, to be honest, and also has premium AP and tracer shells. These 4 things here are the biggest attributes for the T-100, making it such a strong light tank. And you can see even against other light tanks, for example on Naval, when I just crossed straight in front of that Sheridan and he just didn't even spot me. You know, again, that's how strong the camo net is, and that is why the T-100 is the best tank in the game, at least for like in terms of light tanks, right? Another example of why the tracer shells was super useful, again, the dead rail game in the beginning there, where I was able to just farm, you know, like the entire team essentially, even though like I couldn't physically spot them at that range. It's like as soon as they get spotted, I just shoot them and they're just spotted for the next 20 seconds. It's super useful having tracer shells. So again, very, very strong attributes. And if you guys want, you know, if you guys are not convinced again that this is the best light tank in the game, please go check out my video. I did make a video about, you know, a nice clutch I had on the tournament. I will have it linked at the top right here. And at the same time, if you want to check out my tier list as well, it's also going to be linked at the top left. Both videos highly recommend you guys watch if you want to see some more, you know, reasons on why the T-100 is like a super good tank compared to other light tanks. But other than that, hope you guys enjoy, and if you did, make sure you guys smash that like button, and also make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. And thanks again for all support, and guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.